Hello, hello, how are you doing today? We are going to talk about pros and cons between self-management and property management. When I started 15 years ago, I did not have the questions to ask. There was no Airbnb, conciergerie, property management or whatever. And so I had to do it myself, so I manage it. And I won't change that for anything in the world. Let me tell you why. I am Benedicte. I am real estate advisor and investor, and I'm specialized in short-term rentals properties. Let's go by the pros to self-manage. So when you self-manage your property, there's a lot of things that you are doing yourself, and that's the point. The first thing is that you screen your own guests because you see who wants to stay at your property. So no, you decline. You just say, I don't want you. It's okay. Sometimes we just don't know exactly why, but our gut feeling says, now there is something odd. Odd in the way that they are talking to you, odd in the request that they have, odd that there is only one guest, but when you ask, are there any other people coming? Is there no answer? Or all of those kind of things that I've got all a list. So you control your guest. It means that you will have better guests, and it means that you have much less problems. Okay, if it is property management to manage, they will take care of the problem for you. Yes, that's true. But if you have a problem with the neighbors and they shut down your short-term rental, that will not be the problem of the property manager. That will be your problem because you own a place and you cannot make a revenue anymore from it. So screening your guests and controlling who is coming in your property is really key, and this is one of the most benefit, on my perspective, to self-manage. So number 2 pro for self-management is that you control the property because you are in charge, so nobody else is coming to see after the cleaner, and you will be surprised to see how many times I have to move furniture back to where they are supposed to be because this is the most common way to navigate in the property. A property manager will not take care of that. As soon as everything is clean and in order, they will not really see that this coach is better in that position than in that one. And if people have moved it, then for the rest of the season, you will have everybody there. You don't have to be physically on site to do that. You can absolutely do that with camera with your cleaner. To say, okay, let's go and see the owner tour of the property and show me how is it. That's it. So number 3 that I love about that personally is that I use them as vacation rental. But if I have a property manager, I will sign a contract for a year, and okay, I can still say I want 3 weeks out of it. But I will have to say much before the season, what are the 3 weeks I want to be in my place? Because if I don't say way before what is the weeks I want, then the calendar will go and it will be so difficult for the property management to manage your place that they will drop you. So but I like to decide that, okay, I'm going. So in 2 months, I'm going to visit friends and I will stay in one of my properties there. I enjoy so much the idea to stay there. So those are the 3 main pro for me to self-manage. There is a 4th one, but it will be an advantage of it. There is something else that we will see on the property side. Of course, the pros and cons are both ways. The con of self-managing your place is that you are going to manage your guests, you are going to manage the team, you are going to manage the property. It means that if you don't have the right system and strategies in place, you will spend a lot of time. But you don't have to, especially today. It was not true 15 years ago. If the pricing and everything, I had to check what was doing the competition more or less. Each time it was not really renting as I wanted. Today you have automatic system to do that. So I will put the link of the most famous one, which is PriceLabs. Feel free to check it out. It's so easy that really you don't even need to take care of your pricing anymore. You do it once when you set up the property. I would recommend to check it every couple of months, but that's it. Then it's going to do the job that I was doing first when I was doing it myself. Now on the property management side, what is the beauty about it is that you don't have anything to do. You just sign a contract for the year and They will take care of your guests and the team and the cleaners and any problems that you have. The only time that you will hear about them is to tell you how much you have owed and what is your income for the month and what is a bill to pay for the end demand that they had to send to the property or for any expenses that came on. But for the rest, they will take care of it. They may have some clients themselves that will not go through the well-known platform like Airbnbs or VRBO, but majority of them will still use Airbnbs and VRBOs. So there is no real gain on that perspective. On the con part, besides all the pro part of doing it yourself, is that it will cost you 25% of your gross income. Just that, 25% of your gross income. But to be honest with you, if you want to generate cash flow every month from your properties, you better self-manage yourself. Because from what the client is paying, you have already 20% that goes to Airbnb. So let's say that the stay is $1,000 for the client to pay, 20% goes to Airbnb. So the gross income is 800%. And then, besides this 800%, a quarter will go to the property management. So it means that there is another 200 that goes to the property management. I'm not counting the cleaning fees about it, because usually the client is paying for the cleaning fees, so it's not a real cost. But you will have cost just the wear and tear of the properties and other costs. We will do a specific video on that. So you lose already 25% of the gross income. I don't know for you, but I don't want that. So I prefer to manage it for all the reasons I said earlier. And on top of that, I like it. They deserve it because they do the work. But do you want that? I don't. And so I've decided not to use any property management to manage my place. I've got places in US and in France, and I self-manage all of them. And it doesn't take me more than 1 hour a day. If you don't, it's a fair solution. When you work with property management, you need to keep in mind that this is a business for them. So they will work first for themselves, secondly for you, and thirdly for your guest. You need to make sure that the level of service that your guest is receiving is in alignment with what you want them to receive. Remember, it's like in any other business, it's not because you are outsourcing part of the work to a property management that you don't own the business anymore. It's still your property, it's still your asset, it's still your business, and it will be better if it is managed the way you want it to be managed. So you will need somehow to control what is the property management doing and how the guests are feeling about it. If you don't, at some point it will become the property management business, but it's still your asset, and I will consider this is a risk. So keep control of your property, keep control of how people are served in your name. The last things that you need to know, and that may be the most important, when you work with a property management, you have signed a lease for the year. This cannot anymore be a second home. So it means that in terms of the loan, it will be an investment property. Since 1st of April 2022, it doesn't matter so much in terms of interest rate. However, be very crystal clear about that specific item with your lender, because it may jeopardize all the benefits or all the terms and conditions that you can have in your loan. If you decide to self-manage and at some point move to property management, then you need to tell your lender and make sure that your terms and conditions for your loans are still valid. If you start with a property management and then you decide to self-manage it, then actually there is a good chance that some terms and conditions in your loans will not be as favorable as they would have been if you self-manage from the beginning. So check that loans, whoever is your lender, and if you need a lender, just DM me and give me a comment. I will go back to you. But what does it mean? Because property management means investment property, and self-management means second home or vacation home. they are not treated the same way for your lender. You need to know that, so check it out. And you, what do you think is the pros and cons between self-managing and property management? What will be your key topic, and what is the point that for you make all the difference between one or the other? Let me know. I cannot wait to see your answer in the comments below. Talk to you soon, and since then, invest with confidence. Bye bye.